Is the marketing hype real? A target with the strongest foam, even strong enough for trucks to run over it. You can throw it, grab any bow with any arrow point and shoot it, while at the same time being the easiest target to remove arrows from. Are these claims true, or is it just a marketing tactic to get you to purchase the target? What if I told you I've used the high roller for years, and in the testing today, I was surprised to find out that what I thought it was, it is not. Compound, trad, 500 shots, field points, broadheads, trucks, Weather and Kramer.
Specs and 500 shots is where we start.
I purchased 11 targets and I just finished reviewing them. During the series, Morale said, hey, we're liking your series. Could we send you a few targets? And they sent me these 4. So I did not purchase these ones. We are reviewing the 2 high rollers today. This video is not sponsored and I'm gonna take a look at these the same way that I did the other 11. Now time for the specs.
Both targets are made from the same foam. The big one being a 16-inch cube and the small one being a 13-inch cube. The small one's 10 pounds, the large one's 18 pounds. Continuing, we'll do 1 shot with compound, 1 with trad. I'll mark with a Sharpie to see how far we penetrated, as well as use my low-tech contraption to test how hard it is to pull the arrows out. 4.5 with trad, 6 3/4 with compound. 38 pounds and 66 pounds was the force it took to pull the arrows out. Ironically, this is not easy to pull out. And relative to the other targets we tested, it's tied for the hardest target to pull arrows from. It's time for the best part. I get to shoot my bow. I'll take 2/3 of the shot with the trad bow and 1/3 with the compound. This is the 100 shot update. The target's looking great and healing itself well. Back to shooting. Now this is the 250 shot update. I'm starting to see a little bit more damage. The center is getting a few small holes. Let's continue shooting.
As most of you know, I'm a trad archer, and this is my brother's compound, so it feels so awkward to shoot. But it's crazy how easy a 60-pound compound is, especially when you're used to trad.
This is the 500 shot update, and a reminder, I'm taking most of the shots from really close to try to wear out that center. Now let's move on to 50 shots with the broadhead.
To clarify, that wasn't close. This is close. Some of the marketing suggests that you should be able to just chuck the target. So I tried it. And with the roll, I can get the small one around 25 yards and the big one around 17 yards. The key is to release it low and it'll bounce and roll further. My max distance on flat ground is only about 380 feet with disc golf, so this should help you know how far you can throw your target. The truck test, I learned a lot here. The main thing you need to know is to put it in 4-wheel drive. Don't do 2-wheel drive or else this will happen. Once you get in 4-wheel drive, you can roll over the target, no issues. And as a matter of fact, the target held up great. Just a couple tire marks on it. Morale sent me a high roller like 3 years ago or so, and I had that one outside for probably a total 1.5 years of that time. I've only really shot that one with a traditional bow, but it still holds up to today. It's had thousands of shots. The color is wearing quite a bit, but as far as the claim of having a coating that helps it be weather resistant, especially compared to other targets, it holds up really well. Even though we started wearing out the middle, especially with the broadhead, we only had one time with the compound that it barely poked out the back side. I think this is very similar to the Reinhardt as far as durability goes. This target is $220 and the smaller one's $130. In my opinion, especially if you're shooting trad, the smaller one might be more worth it for the value. But even though this one is only 3 inches larger, you get a whole lot more mass because we're talking 18 pounds to 10 pounds, so you get almost double. But the claims that it's easy arrow removal is not fully true. After the first 100 shots, it gets significantly easier to pull out, but in the meantime, you'll probably need an arrow puller. Unless you just jacked. But compared to the other targets in the market, it's definitely not easy. That's it. Click the playlist if you want to see other target reviews. Out.